everyone, it is Bree from Let's Talk Teens, and I am so excited, really I am, to talk to you all today because iOS had an update, okay? And usually I'm not like cheering over an update, but this time I actually am because the 12 update of iOS is thinking of us parents and thinking of us kids. They've heard us when we say it's hard to help our kids stay safe online. So I'm gonna show you how to set up the new parental restrictions and safeties. We're gonna go into settings, and how you would normally comb through and go to restrictions and all of that stuff is a little different now. You're gonna go to general, and then right here it says screen time. That's new. Screen time, okay. Screen time, you can see that Ashton, that's my son, he was on 14 minutes today. So not only can you limit how much time he's on or she's on, but you can also see how much time they're spending on their devices. They say that anything more than 3 hours a day is harmful to their emotional stability. So definitely keep it under an hour or 2 hours, depending. And so you can actually go through this and set it up exactly how you want it for your kids. So you can lock them out of their iPads, their phones by putting in downtime here. You can set app limits, add limits, and for every single area you can go in and let's see. Education obviously is a good thing, but let's go to social networking. Yes, we want to set limits on that. So say we only want them on 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, then we can say that. So you can set your 10 minutes and then you can customize the days even and put it in what days you want them on or off. You could say that some days we aren't doing devices at all, we're not doing social media at all. So this is a great thing. You can add the limit right here. It's pretty awesome. So to anything you need to add it to. So comb through those, and remember I advise to set up the family boundaries before you even start to set up the device itself. I have a resource for all of you that I'll link to. It is the parent-child agreement. So you know your family's boundaries and your child knows your boundaries, and then you can set up the device to fit into that understanding and that standard. You can go through and also make sure you set up a screen time password. Mine is what I already had for the restrictions, so that's pretty easy, but if you haven't set up your restrictions, if this is a new device, then go ahead and set a password that they won't remember, won't know. And if they have multiple, say they have an iPad, an iPhone, iPod, you can actually just set it up once and then share it right here. You can say, yep, I want it to work for all of their iCloud devices. Turn off screen time. So just go through all these, and if you have any questions, let me know if I can help you in any way. Another great thing while you're looking to see how much your child is using their phone or their device, you can see how much they're using it in a 7-day period, how much they used it today. So you can kind of get an understanding of how much screen time, if they're pushing back when you take it away and then you see that they use it, 5 hours a day, you can see that you need to make some adjustments. And you can come on here and see how much social media they're doing as well and limit those times. So it's pretty cool. Okay. So when we go back into screen time, everything instead of under restrictions now, everything is in screen time that you want to set up. So we already did the setups on the times and what's allowed. And then you are going to go into content and privacy. And this is where it starts to look like how you used to set up your child's device, where you have to go through and set up if they're allowed to install apps or not, allow or not allow, deleting apps, allow or not allow. By the way, installing apps, I would recommend that you don't allow them so that they have to ask you every time. Required passwords, yes or no. That's where, you can prevent overspending on Clash of Clans. Been there. Location services. This is something that you want to go through and not allow on the camera or on some of the other apps that they have so that strangers can't find where they are. But you want to go into content restrictions. So again, I started off in the screen time and then I go to content and privacy. I set up all the privacies. I set up the time restrictions, and now I'm going into content restrictions. Now this is super important. You know, you can just comb through each one of these and let me know if you have questions. I also showed you how to set all of this up in the video below on how to set up an iPhone, iPad, or Mac device. So check that out for how to exactly go through each one of these. Web content, this is super important. Apps, and so you just go through all of these. Web search content, explicit language, don't allow web search content, explicit language, don't allow. Don't forget Siri to make sure that she's not a cusser, because that happens sometimes. Multiple player games, this is really important. So that's the basics of setting up your child's iPhone, iPad, or iPod with the new iOS 12 update. I'm so happy that some of these companies are catching on to the fact that we need to set up these safety nets. And that's what I would say if you've watched my videos, read the content at Let's Talk Teens, is that these are just safety nets. That the main thing is education, teaching our kids how to be responsible and safe online, but also making sure that we are using these tools to set up each net that we can, so if one fails, that the next one hopefully will catch our child. Thank you so much for taking the time to check this out, taking the time to check it out, and I hope it helps. If you have questions about this video or you'd like another resource, please don't hesitate to comment or email us at Let's Talk Teens, and we're here to help. Join the call. We'd like to invite you to join the conversation in the Facebook group. You can go to facebook.com and search the group called Parenting in the Modern World, or group/Let's Talk Teens, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us. I hope it helped. Please let us know if there's anything else we can do, and we'll talk to you next time.